This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, dear students. This is chemistry, the second topic of Unit 4. The name of the topic is sorting resource data. Yeah. In a math, physics, biology, and a chemistry, scientists have to prove their hypotheses, their ideas. After proving hypothesis, um, it turns a theory. Okay, in order to prove, for example, in the chemistry, we are doing a lot of chemical experiments, reactions, in order to get data. And this data, which is written here, the data can be qualitative, which the information is given in words, or quantitative, in numbers, 5, 6, 100, thousands, and so on. Quantitative data can be discrete, a limited choice of numbers. As you remember, guys, in the biology lesson in variation, I told you variation can be discontinuous and continuous. And the discrete can be the same with the discontinuous one. I mean, you'll get just a limited set of possible answers in a limit, within the limit, or continuous. Your measurement can get any value. So it's a continuous one. And a number between two limits. Here, look, we are giving some examples. In this part, number of tablets added, quantitative and discrete. Why quantitative? Because we are counting the number of the tablets with the numbers 5, 4 tablets, 3 tablets, 10 tablets. So look in numbers. That's why our data belongs to quantitative data. And discrete. Why? Because before the experiment, we are trying to calculate exact values of reactants which they react together. That's why the answer is approximately in the limited number. That's why it's discrete. So temperature of water, quantitative. Why? Because temperature is measured with numbers. 5 Celsius degree, 30 Celsius degree, 100 Celsius degree, 50, and so on. And continuous. Why? Because you are giving a limit, let's say between 30 and 40. So the temperature of the water can get any number, 31, 32, 33, 33.5, so till 40, any number can be. So this is continuous one. Also, type of salt tablets, qualitative. Why qualitative? Because look, the information is written in the bottle with word. For example, sodium chloride, calcium chloride, potassium iodide, and so on. The information is given with the words, the name of the salt, the name, like name of the human. It's not given with the numbers, but qualitative information, they are given with the words. So that's why the name, the type of the salt on the bottle is given with qualitative, with a word. Okay. Then volume of water, again quantitative. Why quantitative? Because you can talk about 50 centimeter cube, 60 centimeter cube, 50 millimeter, 40 millimeter. So with the numbers. And continuous. Again, the volume can get at a number. You can measure the volume of the water. That's why it is continuous. But in this continuous one, there's not a continuous range of measurements that can be made. Okay, so to make sense of data, it has to be recorded, sorted, and presented, because you have to give information about your hypothesis, about your theory, to the audience, other scientists. In this case, you should choose one type of presentation in which way you can present your data. In this case, you can choose tables, bar charts, pie charts, line graphs. scatter graphs. As you see, guys, these methods also they're using in the math, and the math massively applied to the science also. That's why this is the same, no any difference. Each method has its own advantage and disadvantage or disadvantages. For example, tables to show exact values, bar chart to compare qualitative or discrete variables, pie chart to show the proportions of total made up by different items, line graphs and scatter graphs, both of them are very good methods to show the differences or the relationship between different, at least two quantities, as you know from the math. Okay, here the bar chart and pie chart, and when you look at the bar chart, you can get instantly impression, so you can understand that what's going on there. But also it has a disadvantage. Look here, examples are given here. The first one is information, which here the composition of the air is given for you with a table. Look, table, and information is given in the table. Nitrogen 78, oxygen approximately 20.95, argon, carbon dioxide, neon, and helium. And the values, the percentages are given very exactly. So if you want to show exactly percent, you can use those. Look at the bar chart, percentages of different gases in air, nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases. Okay, guys, what about neon, helium, carbon dioxide, argon? They all together contain other gases named other gases, but they couldn't show the percentages of gases, different gases here, because the bar chart cannot show the exact values for you. Okay, that's why this is disadvantage of the bar chart. But what's advantage? By looking at the bar chart, you can because it's the colored, and you can get instant impression, instant comprehension from that. And also with the pie chart, 21% of oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and 1% of other gases. Again, here in the pie chart, you cannot see the percentages of the gases exactly. Okay, and here also we have another example for you. Investigating air. Candles use the oxygen in air when they burn. As you know, guys, the burning process requires oxygen. If the candles uh, are burning, it means that they react with the oxygen. They react with oxygen. If you have enough oxygen, so the candle will burn. If you don't have, so it will turn it off. Okay, as you see here. Now they conducted experiment here. Volume of air in the beaker, volume of oxygen in the beaker, and burning time of candle. Generally, okay, we know that, let's say, if there are a lot of oxygen in the beaker, the burning time of candle will be higher, much more. If volume of the oxygen in the beaker is less, burning time of candle will be less. In numbers, they did experiment and they have got these numbers: 100, 5.1, 200, 7.5, and 600, 17.9. You have two quantities here: volume of air in beaker and burning time of candle. How you can show relationship between two quantities? Of course, by line graph or scatter graph. Look here, line graph and scatter graph, to look for relationship between two quantitative variables. Now let's try to draw it. Burning time of candle here, volume of air in the beaker here, and 100, look, 100 here, and 5.1 here, approximate 5 and 5.1 here, then 7.5 here, then 13 and 17.9. we get scatters. That's what it's called, scatter graph. Look, they are scatters. 4 scatters we have got here. Then we can connect or link all scatters, all dots with line of best fit. And this line of best fit, this line should be the stretch line, and it should combine the most how can I say, dots, scatters, 1, 2, 3, and our line of best fit here, to give relation between these scatters. Look, the line of best fit, and one spot, one scatter is below of this line. It can be 1 or 2, let's say, it can be below or above this line, no matter. It's called an anomalous result, but doesn't matter there, because there are some problems in the experiment. You can get anomalous results, but line of the best fit must be the stretch line. Okay, but you can ask that what's the difference between line graph and, let's say, scatter graph. Line graph, this is line graph. In line graph, we get dots, and with the line we can combine it. So there's no any stretched line, but we get line graph. And in the scatter graph, we get scatters, dots. Okay, so the relationship between two quantitative variables, we can show this relationship with dots or scatters, and that's what's called scatter graph. And scatter plots, finally, we can join these scatters with best line, stretch line, and some dots can stay below of this line and some of them above this line, and they are called anomalous results, but all of them are the part of the scatter graph. So the more detailed information, because it's the math topic, you can ask your math teacher, guys, but at least today in this lesson you learned in the science what kind of methods can be used to describe, to present your information, your data, with table, with bar chart, with pie chart, with line graphs, scatter graphs. All are they used in the science. Okay, guys, today it is enough. Our topic finished here, and please don't forget to read the topic from book, because it's important. Always the first of all we have to prefer book. Okay, in the achievement test, also in Excel, and not just in the Excel, also in the Cambridge board, the table, these methods always, they you can see the different questions regarding these methods. Okay, so you have to be careful. Bye bye, guys.